Think about it like Apple going out of their way, right? Usually they drop their phones around Christmas time, like right before the holidays, a little before that. But say out of nowhere in March, they just drop a phone. A new phone out of nowhere, don't tell anybody. 2K does this with cards, right? We had no idea there's a Pink Diamond Giannis till today.
I was good on my own, that's the way it was. That's the way it was. You was good on the low for a 55.
Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Mosballin. I'm kind of upset because I just recorded this video fully and I don't know what happened. I honestly don't even know what happened. It just disappeared. So what's going on is we're getting a Pink Diamond Giannis. If you guys didn't see, 2K tweeted this out saying that a Flash 4 is dropping tomorrow with Pink Diamond 95 overall Giannis. Now this is big because usually when we get a Giannis card at that caliber, it breaks the game. Not just in one way, but in multiple facets of the game. We can expect this card to shoot. We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail, but I will first start off by saying thank you that it is not a point guard yet. Thankfully, it's not a glitched card. If it was, honestly, the game would already be like over for everybody. Like so many point guards would just get canceled out when that first Giannis PG drops. So hopefully they're waiting till more good point guards drop that are still smaller and then like gradually go up, because once that first one drops, it's over. Thankfully this one is a small forward, power forward. We're gonna take a look at first the diamond one, then we'll talk about whether you guys should be selling these cards or not, what's going on with the market, how it's gonna affect everything. Well, a lot of people always ask me, and people are already asking me, what should I do? Should I sell my Diamond Giannis? Should I sell this card or that card? What should I be doing? And we'll talk about that. Sorry it's gonna be late, a little later than it should have been, because really it just like completely disappeared. I would have already had this video up. So we'll look at this Diamond Giannis first. I can't compare him to Elgin. I worked so hard for that Elgin, but it was not worth it at all. So we got a 6'11" Giannis. Before we look at the stats, we'll just say that Giannis, if you guys are new to my team or anything like that, Giannis usually is the game changer. He's usually that card that if you were to create a basketball player in previous 2Ks or anything like that in my career, you would create a player of this caliber. Obviously, you'd probably go with the Kevin Durant type player where he's that long, athletic, all that, and can shoot the ball. But Giannis is the next best thing, right? He is that guy, but better defensively, right? He's a little longer, he's lankier, he gets that interceptor, he grabs the ball out the air, he's got the euros, he's got this and that. On next gen, I can't imagine the contacts, bruh. Giannis is always so cheesy, so glitchy, and once they drop one that can shoot, it's always over. That's definitely the best card in the game by far. And we'll go ahead and look at this one right here, just looking at his stats. I'm not looking at anything else. So we know that tomorrow's is 2 overalls higher, right? So they're not going to go too crazy on stats. They'll probably drop a couple, bring some up. What we will say is that the three-pointer should probably be closer to what this mid-range is, right? I'll say it's around 76 maybe. Might go to 80 max. I would say maybe it goes a little higher, but I doubt it. I really doubt it goes that much higher. But Giannis with the 76 3 ball, 80, add a coach, a shoe, stuff like that, we won't know till tomorrow. Obviously, I'll find out in the morning. We'll let you guys update it, all that, especially if you follow me on Twitter. But the mid-range should be a little higher as well. All this other stuff doesn't matter. The driving dunks, the standing dunks, he does everything he wants. He has all the animations possible. He'll have a better ball handling for sure. Dude, the defense is already great. So, like, that's great defense for Giannis. Why? Because he got the badges, and he could do it all for the most part, right? So we're not going to look too crazy on the stats. He'll still be eligible for every badge. He'll still be able to do everything. His rebounding, his speed. I'm expecting his speed. Maybe they don't mess with it too much. It goes like 1 or 2 higher on both ends. We really don't know about that stuff. I just expect this card to be able to shoot. Right? He'll be a little bit more dangerous in the corner and stuff like that. Like right now, this Diamond Giannis, you could leave wide open. There's very few people that could green with him. You can green with him, but most people are going to brick. So we'll just look at the Diamond Giannis real quick, and then we'll talk about the market. Let me know what you guys think his 3-ball will be. We'll find out. But like, once again, this card just breaks everything. We'll see here as you guys go. Some guy bid 135k on this card. 135k. He's probably crying right now. One thing, actually, there has another Hall of Fame badge on it, and it has a diamond. So he bought it for the extra Hall of Fame badge for sure. There's a couple cards up there with that. You also notice all the gold badges difference, right? There's a lot of gold badges. So that's going to be the main thing. There's obviously going to be a lot of badges. I do expect this Pink Diamond to go for a lot. We'll talk about the other cards in the set in a second. But right now, I just want to show you guys how much his price already dropped. So we'll keep going. As of now, you're only seeing 90Ks. Here you start seeing the 89s, right? These are all cards that were set way before. that you knew that there was a pink diamond coming, right? No one knew. We'll see here. This is probably near the end, the 85.9. There's an 84.5, right? This is definitely the last card set before we knew the price, right? This one and maybe the two after, the 100Ks. After this is when we already know there's a pink diamond coming. Whoever's on Twitter knows. Some people probably don't know still, but majority of the community will either find out through other people's videos or just find out tomorrow, right? We're here to talk about what you guys should do, if you should be selling, panicking, all that good stuff. So you guys will see people are panic selling. Everybody does this every single time. We know the curve, we know the cycle, we know how this works. You see 76K, it has a diamond shoe, it has 5 Hall of Fame badges. You can see like the price just dropped already 10K. Now you're looking at a 74K one, and I'm still 30 minutes behind. When I recorded this, the cheapest up was probably the 70K one right here, right? Now you're talking even cheaper, maybe? We're gonna keep moving, we're gonna keep moving, we're gonna keep moving. And the cheapest I see right now is still 70, but there's still a couple minutes left. There's a 69 right here. You guys gotta look at badges and stuff if you're gonna buy. But yeah, there's definitely like 70K for a Giannis card is insane. What we will say is this card will probably still drop a little more. I'm gonna expect that only because it's not for a lock-in. Idols is not lock-in. Good thing is Flash is not lock-in either, so people aren't just gonna take it and put it in a set, lock it, and never be able to sell it. So the price shouldn't be too crazy. We'll briefly talk about the rest of the set for a second. As of right now, we don't know anything about the rest of the set. We don't know anything. We don't know if we have point guards there. We don't know who the glitch player is. We don't know any of that stuff, right? But one thing I will say is I honestly believe the glitch player will be worse. I repeat, worse. It would be really, really hard that they give us a card that's better than Giannis, because there's no such thing really, you know. There has to be a LeBron or a Durant that is glitch. So we should expect that the better card is the Giannis, right? We should expect that to be the case. The Giannis as the good card. And then they can mess around with the glitch and drop something that we don't really want too much of. It's not going to be something too crazy. That's what I'm expecting. I could be wrong and they just want everyone to throw all their money in and then the odds are just bad for Giannis. That could be the case too. Who really knows? We'll find out. But why am I bringing all this up? I'm bringing this up because when people ask me, oh, should I be selling this card? Should I be selling that card? You guys are bringing in cards that have nothing to do with the situation at all. Literally, like if you're asking me if I should sell Monte, my glitched Monte, because a Giannis card is coming out that plays a completely different position, that's not the right question, because Monte does something that a lot of cards don't do. He's like him, Stockton, Curry. They're the top tier of point guards right now. So unless we get a top tier point guard that's not crazy expensive, he's still going to be usable. He's still going to be one of the better cards. But when you're talking about other cards like, oh, should I sell my Ingram, right? Ingram plays the same position. You could look at it like that. Now, my question is, how good are you with that card, right? I usually go in here, I'll go to my collection, for example. I'll just go in here for now, and I'll just look at a card like Steph, right? Unfortunately, my games played and all that got reset because when I switched to PS5, it just reset everything. But for example, I'll just look at a card like Steph. I'm like, 55 games played. I'm averaging 25.7 points per game in 10 minutes, about 11 minutes. I'm shooting 66% of rounds from the 3-point line. Like, I'm doing well with him. There's not that many point guards that are going to appeal to me compared to my Steph, right? But I'll look at someone else and I'll be like, say for example, Blake plays the same position. I know he doesn't. But say for example, I'm like, Blake's stats, I kind of shoot better with him at the field goal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could just start comparing players that I already have. I could start looking at it like that. You could look at a guy like Jalen and I'm like, I'm shooting 50% from 3, but I don't give him that many shots, clearly, because he's only averaging 6 a game. Maybe I gotta give him more shots. What you gotta start doing is looking at guys that you have, start comparing. We all play completely different. My favorite card is not your favorite card. His favorite card is not her favorite card. We all have different favorite cards. We all have different play styles. So don't go selling a card because I told you to. Go sell it because you're not good with him, or that you feel like you could be better with someone else. That should be your only reason behind selling cards. So don't go panic selling all your cards because a new card dropped. Think about it like Apple going out of their way, right? Usually they drop their phones around Christmas time, like right before the holidays, a little before that. But say out of nowhere in March, they just drop a phone. A new phone out of nowhere. Don't tell anybody. 2K does this with cards, right? We had no idea there's a Pink Diamond Giannis till today. So now everyone had the old iPhone and now everyone's like, oh my god, I need the new one. I need the new one. There's no way I live with this old one. For whatever reason, it's been working perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Let me just go throw it in, give it to anyone for any price and get the new one. Just because it's new. It's brand new and there's no difference. Or maybe it does a little difference, right? In this case, if yours is already badged out, there's going to be very, very minimal difference, right? But if yours isn't badged, now you're looking at a bigger difference, okay? Now you're going from an older iPhone, right? Now you're upgrading. But if yours is already badged out, it's gonna be slightly, could shoot a little better, aka the camera might be a little better. Probably not the best example of a camera, right? But no, there's gonna be little differences here and there between the card. But all I'm saying is, not everyone can afford the new one. Not everyone's gonna go crazy and go buy the new one. But if you have that luxury, worry about that tomorrow. But what I'm kind of getting at, you gotta prioritize yourself, know who you are, if you can actually afford the new one, right? If you got your life set, have a lot of MT or VC or whatever the case is, and you're gonna go after this card, go for it. Be happy, enjoy it till the new one drops. But if you're a budget bowler, aka someone on a lower budget, can't really afford the best cards in the game, don't just like sell this card out of nowhere even though it's badged out and has everything you could possibly need. Don't panic sell your whole lineup without really thinking about it too much. Prioritize yourself. Like me, for example, I could start looking at my cards and be like, oh, I don't need this card, I could sell it. Honestly, it sucks because I don't really keep expensive cards. I know they always drop, otherwise I'd have a better example. But for example, say I had Tracy McGrady. Wow, Tracy's price dropped a lot. But say I had Tracy McGrady and I love this card. He's my favorite card in the game. There's no card any better to me. He's my favorite card. And then I see that this card is dropping and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta sell this card right now. I have to. No, I don't have to. He's still my favorite card. There's no way they're gonna drop a shooting guard that's better than Tracy to me. So don't go out of your way to sell one of your cards that you like. And now if he's just sitting in my collection and I have nothing to do with him, then maybe I'll be like, oh, what if they drop a shooting guard tomorrow that's gonna drop Tracy's price? Now I gotta sell him. That could be my conversation with myself. And then I'll be like, nah, it's alright. I'll wait and see what happens. Tracy's price is already low. Now, say I have a card that's high in price, like Kevin Durant, right? I know that Kevin Durant's price is already high, and I'm like, oh, nah, his price is definitely dropping. Let me sell. I'm not saying that's going to happen to KD. KD's a part of a set. That's one thing to always remember. These two Giannis's aren't part of sets, the diamond one or the pink diamond one. So people can always try out the card, not like it, throw it up. They can always, after a new one comes out, be like, oh, I don't need this card, let me chuck it. But a card like Kevin Durant, he's a part of a set. That means his price will most likely go up unless they drop some super packs for idols, a bunch of locker codes, stuff like that. So that's always one thing to always realize. If you guys have personal questions, drop them down below. I'll try my best to answer them. I hope that makes sense. I hope all that kind of answers some of your questions and all that. Honestly, the market is gonna crash. I believe so on most cards. So always buy weekends. I always tell you guys that when I stream. People are like, yo, what card should I buy, right? What card should I buy? When you guys ask me that on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm always like, wait till Friday. We have zero idea what's dropping. We don't know what happens to other card prices. Maybe they drop an amethyst or a diamond that has like really great badges, really good card. Always remember, badges make or break a card. Don't always just look at stats, look at badges too. That'll be pretty much it for me though. Wish you guys the best. I love you, bottom of my heart. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, leaving us love all the time. Get ready for that Giannis. I'm curious if he's gonna be eligible for limited. If he is, it might get a lot uglier than it should be, but we'll see what's up. I'll see you guys later. It's your boy Mosballin and Ballin out.